On today's video, we take a look at some cards that are really starting to move, and let's discuss them. It's coming up next. Hi everyone, welcome back. MTG Moxman here. If you're new to my channel and you've just found me on YouTube in this nacho cheese world, well, thanks a lot for checking out this content today. I really hope you guys enjoy it. Smash that subscribe button. Oh, it's free to do, helps the channel grow quicker, helps us get closer to 6,000 subscribers. You can help to get me there. And it's free to do, so thanks a lot. For all my regular viewers, welcome aboard again, guys. We're on an adventure of checking out some cards and some prices. Without further ado, let's check out card number one. Let's get there. None other than Sept Excavations, the Alliance's card with legs. All right, this card is $35 Canadian currently for a lightly played copy. The average is $25.69 US. The market says $25.62, and it is basically €19 if you want to pick up this card. Now, finding near mint copies of this card is going to run you $60, $70 when you take into effect taxes, shipping, and import fees, depending on where you're buying it from and which platforms you're using. The near mint quality copies are a lot harder to get here in Canada. They're a lot pricier, and let's face it, a lot of these cards had gameplay, and they didn't all survive. They have a lot of heavily played, a lot of moderately played, which I will be buying them as they go along. I'll be buying the cheapest ones I can find if I can just continually pick them up. That's the goal. But after I did my video and saw the sales and I started getting recordings in from all the cards you guys sent me to know how many are out there, we will keep as good of a track as we can on this channel to see if we can get to a very high amount of these cards. I find it fascinating that Sept Excavations does see gameplay. It is built into some decks. You can check that on MTG Goldfish. And of course, this little picture here was taken from MTG Stocks. Another just reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. I am purely an entertainment channel. So please don't look to me for financial advice. I can give you non-financial advice. If you just want my opinion on a card, I'm happy to do it. But remember, I have no financial background or upbringing. I didn't graduate Magic University. I can't help you guys that way. You know, go seek a professional who knows what they're talking about. Now, let's go check out card number 2. And of course, it is Metalworker. After the video last week that dropped from Alpha Investments, this card saw 102 recorded transactions that I follow on various platforms before I stopped recording them. It hit 43 different wish lists of cards from the stores I dealt with, who multiple people said they wanted to get their hands on a copy. Now remember, Metalworker does cost 3. He's a 1/2, but revealing any number of artifact cards and getting mana is just crazy. We used to use it with Moxes and stuff, so you wouldn't have to like put them out right away. It was still free to cast to get some hefty amounts of mana whenever we needed it. Now the average is 173.43. You can find beat up copies for 170 Canadian, even though less than a week ago they were only $100. Now it's 170. The market value says 157.55. And of course, if you look, it is basically $1,000 US for the foil, and it is €96 to pick up this card. The Metalworker always was a good card. Now Rudy has made it like a sought after card. So we've seen a lot of movement in this particular market with this many sales. Expecting this card to go over 200 very, very, very soon is highly likely, guys. It's gonna happen. So be prepared for it. If it was a card you're after, it is going to get out of reach incredibly fast. So don't be mad, don't be sad. It's a reserve list card that deserves respect. Let's go on to card number 3. Card number 3 is Sept Digger. I had trouble pronouncing that. Sept Digger can be found for $9 Canadian. The average is $5.53. The market is $5.10. It'll cost you about €4.50 to get this particular card. It is bid on a dip. Now remember, this card does recycle your graveyard. It does have uses. Amy Weber was the artist, which means I enjoy the artwork. At 2 to get out, pretty reasonable for an artifact of this age from Alliances. But what gets me is the dip. I'm going to let this thing keep falling. If I can pick up a few copies for that $4 mark Canadian, I will be happy to grab more of this particular card. So, you know, I have the artist proof in the background from Amy Weber, so I like having that kind of stuff. So I'd love to get more of these into my collection. So for that reason, it's on the list this week. Let's go ahead and take a look at card number 4. Card number 4 is Eureka. Now this card has not seen massive sales. That's not why I'm listing it. I'm listing it because of the large movement in the Italian edition of this card. Around that $400 or $500 mark, you can find the Italian copies, and they are selling fast and furious as people pick up this card. The only copy I found in Canadian was $800 Canadian for a heavily played copy that looked like it had been chewed by my dog. The market average on this is $1399.95 US. The average is $1399.95 US, and of course 750 euro. You see that giant spike there? I ignore spikes like that. They don't make sense to me, so I ignore them. They're coming from some high-end slabbed copy that got sold and got picked up by the algorithm, so don't be thrown off by things like that. That's why I'm not very fond of these type of algorithms, but they're great for the artwork and the readability of the cards. So for that reason, although Eureka has sold some English copies, the large Italian sales is what I'm talking about today. They are huge. And I loved using this card in what I call, I guess it's like a Super Friends deck of all kinds of Planeswalkers that I just drop out with Eureka. It's so much fun. So let's go on to card number 5. Card number 5 is Gravity Sphere. I'm mentioning this card because it's now starting to dip finally for those who might be looking to get a copy. Having all creatures lose their flying ability and pairing it with cards that say if your creature doesn't have flying, it can't attack, make it an epic card to put in some showstopper decks inside of your commander decks. It's great to have them when you start building a deck that just stops creatures cold. And let's face it, it's an enchant world. It's fun. It's from Legends, and it's just not coming back. It's reserve list. $150 Canadian for a heavily played copy, although it did have some import fees and some taxes on it. Now, when you look at the average cost, it's $161.84. The market is $166.45, and 114 euro will get you this card, but I'm expecting it to dip a little bit more. The Italian sales have been really heavy with this card, so it is seeing a lot of buys, but it's in the Italian edition ones. So I'm hoping it dips down to the $100 mark again, so I'm keeping a close eye on it, and I'll report back to you guys as soon as I see how it's going. So for that reason, Gravity Sphere, you're here today hanging out, and you're making yourself realize gravity because your price is being dragged down. Let's go to card number 6. Card number 6 is Living Plane. Again, these heavy sales in the Italian edition is crazy to see. It's a lot. You can find this card for $600 Canadian, moderately played. The average is $578.50 US. The market is $599, or 400 euro will get you this card. That spike again is a slabbed copy. I'm ignoring it for the events of this video because it doesn't pertain to just the average cost of trying to pick up this card so you can play with it. But as a Legends card that I saw used against me a lot when people would wipe things out, it was crazy. So Living Plane is here. Forecasting cost Enchant World. Love to see it. Way to go. And the artwork, very cool looking. Let's go on to card number 7. Kobold Overlord. That's right, the Kobolds are back. Now, we know we haven't seen a real new Kobold since Rogoth, son of Rogoth of Kirkheap. But at 215 Canadian for a near mint copy, it does have import fees and some shipping costs, but that's not bad on the eBay platform. $148 is the average US. The market says $112.91, and 85 euro will get you this card. It's starting to dip down a little bit now. I'm hoping it falls further, as I don't have any actually. I looked and thought I had some in my Kobold deck. I never bought this, but giving your Kobolds first strike is awesome, and you never know if they're going to print more Kobold support in the future, which is why cards like this tend to kind of go up in price. So expect this card to rise in the long run, but right now it's facing a slight dip, and that's what I like to see. So for that reason, it is card number 7. Let me show you guys card number 8. Card number 8 is Storm World, another card that is having a slight dip, which is why I'm mentioning it. Its Italian sales are a little bit slower, and so is the regular English copies. At $155 near mint, it did have import fees as well as shipping costs that were a little bit higher than normal for the eBay platform. At $169.68 is the average. The market is $155.43, and 109 euro will get you this card. But remember, this card is starting to dip down a little bit. I'm hoping to see if it'll go down further than what it is now. And again, I ignore that spike because that was a slabbed copy and I remember seeing it sell, so I know what that's about. Keep an eye on this one. It is fun to have a single casting cost red that any player with less than 4 starts getting pinged for damage. When you build decks around stuff like this, it is hilarious to watch. And it makes everyone want to keep their commander hands full. Great card, Storm World. We'll see you soon. Let's go on to card number 9. Card number 9 is the Island of Whack Whack. I know, I just like saying it. Now at $400 Canadian for a heavily played, moderately played copy, you see the average says 1994. That is a ridiculous thrown off slabbed copy. The market is $371.65. €350 will get you this card. Now, a lot of the copies in this are beat up. I'll be honest. The platforms I've checked, TCG Player, Card Market, as well as eBay, local stores, they're all, if they have any in play, they're all beat up. Okay, so finding this card in a really nice condition is hard to do. This card has been dipping ever so slightly, and I hesitate to mention it because I'd love it if it goes lower, that I can pick up a better copy than what I have right now for my collection. But it's a great card in the sense you can just go ahead and make a creature's power 0. But when you can mix it with cards now like Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth, Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth and stuff, those are cool because now it can tap for mana as well, which back in the day it couldn't. So great card, great thing to keep an eye on. And of course, the first expansion ever, Arabian Nights. Way to go. Island of Whack Whack, you are number 9. Let's check out number 10. Number 10 is, of course, the Mightstone. We haven't followed this card for a while. I was waiting to get some good sales data on it. It has definitely dipped down from its highs during the buyout of 2020. And what we're seeing right now is a market average of $20. And the average is $20. The market says $21.84, and it's €15 to buy this card. You can find it for $20 Canadian for a moderately played copy. But I like the fact it's dipping down. It was never an amazing card, but it is just epic in the sense it comes from antiquities, and there's only so many of these cards out there. It was a very small print run when you think about it. So if you're looking to grab antiquities cards, this might be a card to follow to see where it goes. A lot of these cards they're realizing are much rarer than you'd think. If you have a chance to grab some antiquities, if you have a chance, if it's something you're after, I mean, I can see why people are buying cards of this type. It's a great card in the sense of where it comes from and the story behind it. So for that reason, it's here. I mean, I have a copy myself. Love it. It's the artist proof. Great card to hold on to. Let's take a look at the last card on number 11 today. And of course, that is going to be the Weakstone. Now, the Weakstone, I've actually seen that played sometimes in some 93, 94. Giving all creatures a -1 is kind of awesome. The idea, again, the antiquities tie-in, the fact is that, you know, one of the early expansions of the game, it's only $20 Canadian. The average is $16.53. The market is $16.38, and €16 will get you this card. So I like seeing it. I like that it's dipping as well, for the opportunity for players who maybe have never owned cards like this to have that opportunity to really grab one of these while the price is a little bit lower. And for that reason, I'm keeping a close eye on it. So now that I've showed you the cards today, knocked the microphone at the end of this video, what do you think of some of these cards? Seeing them dip a little bit. Some are a little bit lower than others. But the idea that some of these cards have fallen in price, that's what I'm reporting on you guys. I'm letting you know where the cards are kind of going and what they're up to. It's very interesting when you follow these things over the long term. You can see the effect that even words and phrases can have from YouTubers commenting on these cards. It's really epic. I can't wait to follow it further. Thanks a lot for tuning in today. Please make sure you leave some comments in the comment section below. I'm looking forward to talking to everybody. Have a wonderful day today. This is MTG Moxman. Hey guys, an excellent shout out to all my patron supporters out there. Welcome to the new patrons. Welcome to the old patrons. Everybody's amazing on the Patreon. Thanks a lot for that continued support. All my patrons show me every single month. I hope you guys enjoy the changes I made to my Patreon so you can see things in bigger and bold. Well, we're back again. You made it here. You're at the end of the movie. How'd you like it? Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs up. Guys, I just wanted to let you know you're awesome, man. I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. Nothing's going in the 10 case. You can hang up right now. Nah, your computer didn't freeze. I just wanted to see who'd hang out past that point. Mangus of the library. Hope people are paying attention. Guys, have a great day today. Yes, I want you to have a good day. You deserve it. I do too, actually. So we all deserve it.